Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today behind me, I have two trim levels and two powertrains of the 2026 Hyundai Tucson, the SEL Premium Gas and the SEL Convenience Hybrid. Now for 2026, Hyundai changed the SEL Convenience Hybrid quite a bit, where previously these two trim levels were fairly close within the lineup in terms of their features and options, where now they are quite different. Now if you guys haven't seen my dedicated changes video where I go trim by trim and tell you all of the features, options that are being added and removed across the entire lineup, make sure you check that video out. There's a lot of helpful, useful information. But here in today's video, I want to showcase the key differences now for 26 between these two powertrains as well as the trim levels, because there are going to be, certain features and options that you can get in the SEL Premium Gas that you cannot get in the SEL Convenience Hybrid, where you have to go all the way up to a fully loaded Hybrid Limited to get those at a significantly higher price point. So not only are these the same color behind me, but they're also going to be within about $400 of their MSRP window stickers for all-wheel drive. Yes, I understand the Hybrid and the gas are two different powertrains, but they're actually fairly close in price point. It's just the feature set and options are going to be a little bit more different than they were in the previous model years. So without further ado, let's not waste time. Take a look at what these two vehicles have to offer and then go over all of the key details. So the two Tucsons in front of me are finishing the Serenity White exterior with the gray H-Tech synthetic leather on the inside. I thought this was a great opportunity to create this side-by-side comparison, given they are the exact same color combination, and it's easier to distinguish some of the differences, both visual as well as the hardware and features. On my left, I have the SEL Premium Gas. On my right, I have the SEL Convenience Hybrid. And previously, it was a little bit more difficult to distinguish the two apart, and it still might be tricky. However, those with a keen eye can probably already see one big difference, and that is going to be the power sunroof on the roof, where the SEL Premium retains the single power sunroof, and the SEL Convenience Hybrid no longer has a sunroof at all, where it previously had the panoramic type, so that is going to be a big difference. Now, in terms of, cosmetic and functional things at the front end, they're going to be identical. So you have LED reflector headlights for both the low and high beam, LED daytime running lights in this portion of the grille, and then the turn signals are going to be at the very top portion of the running lights. Outside of that, both have, the silver accent trim, the metallic gray grille with the silver Hyundai logo at the front. They are truly going to be identical. Wheel and tire setup is going to be the same overall size and design. However, you will get a Kumho Cruisin HP71 all season on the all-wheel drive versions of the gas Tucsons, and you are going to get a Nexen Rodian GTX over here on the Hybrid, likely due to where these two are manufactured and built. The Hybrid is still going to be solely built in Korea, where the gas Tucsons are all coming out of Alabama here in the United States, at least to my knowledge. So that is going to be the case probably for the tire sourcing and things like that. Now, coming down the side profile, starting with the mirrors, they both have LED turn signal integration. However, you get the silver accent trim with the premium still. This was previously found on the convenience package, I do believe. We're over here on the 2026 Convenience. They did remove that, so you no longer get the premium type of trim for the mirrors, but the functionality of the mirrors with the LED turn signals is going to be identical. Continuing on a little bit further, the door handles are going to be the next point of difference. You have Hyundai Digital Key 2.0 Premium, so you can use your iOS or Android compatible device, and they are the touch type door handles, so if you put your hand here or go ahead and push that button right there, it will lock and unlock respectively. We're over here on the SEL Convenience Hybrid. You have the standard proximity entry with the button on the outside to both lock and unlock, so it's not the touch type door handle and no longer supports Digital Key 2 at all, so you just get the standard proximity entry. Roof rails, everything like that are going to be identical, but as I mentioned, you will get the smaller power sunroof on the gas SEL Premium, where you get no sunroof at all any longer on the SEL Convenience Hybrid. That is a big change in my opinion, going from a panoramic type to no sunroof at all. So if you're looking for a sunroof in the mid $30,000 price point, that is certainly going to be the SEL Premium will be the way to go for that. Now, coming out to the rear of the vehicles, again, I think this is going to be identical between the two. You have LED taillights in the upper housing, so that's the more premium type. Incandescent reverse and turn signals at the very bottom of the bumper, and I think all of the trim, accents, colors, in backup camera situation, all of that is going to be identical between the two. So there is no difference at the rear of the vehicle, and just in case you're wondering what the LED lighting looks like compared to the standard incandescent taillights for this portion, this is going to be an SEL over here. Now, starting out here with the SEL Premium Gas, given this one has all the features that the convenience package was losing, Here inside on the interior, all of the trim materials and stuff like that is going to be identical. So both these have the gray H-Tech, so you have the more basic door card assembly with the hard touch plastics up top, the soft touch padded armrest right here, and the two-tone effect with the light gray option. Like I said, you can get a black interior as well. All of the window controls and things like that are going to be identical, as well as the seating surfaces. So no big difference there, all going to be the same. But stepping onto the inside, immediately some of the key features are going to be in relation to the technology and the driver assist system. So both vehicles are going to have the 12.3-inch fully digital instrument cluster paired to the 12.3-inch infotainment. However, you do get CCNC navigation with built-in navigation on the SEL Premium. Unfortunately, that is no longer found on the Convenience. So if you want built-in navigation for, again, this price point that is found on this trim level, it is not found on the SEL Convenience Hybrid. Steering wheel is still going to be leather wrapped, all the same controls and features. However, going back to the built-in navigation, this vehicle does support Smart Cruise Control 2 and Highway Drive Assist 1, so it has the more advanced or the most advanced driver assist currently found in the Tucson, and that is partly due to the built-in navigation and partly due to this eye tracking or facial monitor here on the steering column, which we'll see in just a couple minutes that this is not found on the hybrid side of things. So those are some features being removed from the Convenience package, but all the automatic headlights and the power wipers are going to be identical. This one being a gas Tucson, not in the limited trim, does get the physical shifter here in the center console. So this entire space is going to be different between this trim and all of the hybrids, where if you get a limited gas Tucson, it has the shift-by-wire on the column and gives you that same center console layout as the hybrid. To the left of the steering column, this is going to be largely the same, just some small differences from the gas to the hybrid, such as the 12-volt battery reset. The electronic parking brake button is actually located over here as well in the hybrid, just due to the changes in the center console, but that feature still is located down here. A lot of this is pretty much identical, as I mentioned. You still have heated front seats, both vehicles, with dual zone automatic climate control and the revised center console physical buttons that happen for 2025. You have the wireless charging pad as well as Hyundai digital keypad located here in the center console. So like I mentioned, you will not get the digital key functionality in the hybrid SEL Convenience. You have to go all the way up to a limited for that, so it does not have the NFC capability in the wireless charger. But both vehicles do feature a wireless charger, just slightly different layouts, things like that, due to the center console change. And there you can see the drive mode selection, all-wheel drive, center differential lock, parking brake, all the usual stuff with the backup camera that you can pull up manually. And then you have the center console soft touch with the storage space inside. And then coming up top, we have the light gray headliner, pillars, soft touch, illuminated vanity mirrors right there. You can see auto dimming rear view mirror, no garage home link in either vehicle. Blue Link SOS overhead LED lighting, and then there you can see the power sunroof, which is one of the biggest changes and differences that we'll see going over to the Convenience package. But overall, that is going to be a quick look here at the SEL Premium front seats. Let's go ahead and take a quick look out back. I don't believe there's actually a single feature difference here in the rear seats. So you have the two-tone hard touch door panels, still have the reclinable seats in that light gray H-Tex, and then AC vents, 2 USB-C charging ports. Actually, there is a difference now that I'm looking in the back seat. So here in the back of the Premium, you can see this is all H-Tex synthetic leather, no matte pocket on the driver's side, but you do have one on the passenger side. And once we hop in the hybrid in just a second, you'll see that those seat backs are actually going to be a little bit different in material, in design, and what they have to offer. So that's a little bit of a difference that I'm just noticing now, putting the vehicles side by side. And then in the cargo area of the gas Tucsons, even though the space and all of that on the surface isn't going to be different, what is going to be different is found underneath the floor, and that is going to be the temporary spare tire. Comes standard on every gas Tucson, where the hybrid can fit it physically, but you have to retrofit it after the fact if you do want a spare tire, as they come standard with tire mobility kits. So that is going to be a look at the SEL Premium. And now going over here to the SEL Convenience Hybrid, stepping inside, immediately can see the colors and all of that is going to be identical between these two, so no changes there in terms of the features on the door panel. The seats, all of that is going to be the same here on the front. But then stepping inside, as I mentioned, some of the technology and driver assist is going to be different. So you still have the nicer gauge cluster, still have the same size physical infotainment screen, but it does not have built-in navigation. So it's the CCNC Lite, Still supports wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, so you can put Google Maps or Apple Maps up here depending on what system and software you're using. And you don't have the forward attention camera here mounted on the front of the steering column, so that is gone, which means you get the standard driver assistance suite, which includes Smart Cruise Control 1, does not include highway drive assist, but does have lane follow assist and a lot of the same functionality. But just note, because it does not have built-in navigation and does not have the forward attention camera, it cannot support the automatic pullover or Smart Cruise Control 2 functions. You have paddle shifters for the regenerative braking as part of the hybrid powertrain. There is the column-mounted gear shift, which comes standard on every hybrid, along with the open size center console. Really do like this layout in the compact SUV class. And then to the left of the steering wheel, you can see there is a little bit of a different layout here with your electronic parking brake and 12-volt battery reset. That is obviously not needed or found in the gas side of things. Infotainment, really just covered that in a little bit more detail, but you have the dedicated hybrid pages specific to the powertrain, nothing to do with really the functionality or the actual layout. And then down below, still have heated front seats, dual zone automatic climate control, but you just have the different center console because it has the shift-by-wire gear selection mounted on the column. Nice open design, allows for additional knee and leg space on the interior, so if you're a larger individual, really like this interior layout. And then in terms of some of the features down here, we still have the center differential lock, a drive mode selection, automatic vehicle hold, rear backup camera, and hill descent control. All of that is pretty much identical. And then here for the center console, we have a wireless charging pad, but no digital keypad, as this does not support, obviously, digital key functionality. You have two cup holders here and the center armrest with additional storage space inside. I think the gas Tucson might be a little bit larger in terms of storage space, but I like this center console layout much, much better than that of the gas models. Now coming up top, still have the same headliner colors. All of this LED lighting is going to be identical. The auto dimming interior rearview mirror, BlueLink, SOS, overhead LED illumination, all of that is the same. However, as I mentioned, you no longer get any sort of power sunroof in the convenience hybrid. So you have to go all the way up to a fully loaded limited for the panoramic power sunroof on the hybrid, or at least you get the smaller sunroof in the premium gas over there. So that's a look at the front seats. Let's go ahead and take a look out back. And speaking of the back seat, as I mentioned, you do get slightly different seat backs here in the convenience hybrid versus the gas. Again, might be due to where they're sourcing the seats and things like that. Door panels are identical. Seats are going to be identical here for the rear occupants, but the front seats on the back side are going to be totally different in design. And again, I just noticed this looking at them, but you have hard black plastic material, if you will, and then you have the spandex or the soft nap nets on both of the two front seats. So it is a nice little two-tone effect, if you will. If you like that look a little bit better or like the functionality, maybe you have kids, this is a little bit more durable. That is something to consider. And then you have the same AC vents and USB-C charging ports in the middle of the center console there. Still have the center armrest, still have the reclining seats. All of that is going to be the same. It's just basically the seat backs there. And then coming to the cargo area, as I mentioned, every hybrid comes with a tire mobility kit. You can fit the physical spare tire. I have showcased that in some of my videos. Underneath the floor, if you remove the styrofoam tray and buy all the parts and pieces necessary to retrofit the spare tire, it will fit with very slight modification. But yeah, overall, that is basically going to be a look at the differences between the SEL Convenience Hybrid and the SEL Premium with the standard gas engine. Now, speaking of the engine, what's found underneath the hood of both of these vehicles is going to be the 2.5 liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder over there, producing about 187 horsepower, 178 pound-feet of torque, paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, your choice of front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. And on the hybrid, you're going to get the 1.6 liter turbocharged four-cylinder hybrid system, standard all-wheel drive, producing 231 horsepower and 271 pound-feet of torque with a single electric motor and a 6-speed automatic transmission. So powertrains are going to be a little bit different between these two. I much prefer the hybrid over the way the standard gas engine drives, but I understand not everybody wants that. So Hyundai gives you the option between a gas engine, a standard hybrid, and a plug-in hybrid in this current generation Hyundai Tucson, which is very neat to see. So that's going to do it here for all the key differences between the 2026 Hyundai Tucson SEL Premium Gas and the SEL Convenience Hybrid. Once again, I have the full list up on the screen so you guys can actually run through and read for yourself the features, options, and packaging that are going to be different between these two. And in terms of pricing, as I mentioned, both of these are about $300 or $400 apart in terms of their actual MSRPs, including all-wheel drive, not including additional accessories or extra cost paint colors. So these will vary on the lot that you are comparing, but just note that from the factory, they're about $400 $1,000 difference. And you know, overall, this brings a suitable question to mind. If you're looking at an SEL Convenience Hybrid, there's over a $7,000 price jump to go up to a fully loaded limited, whereas the SEL Premium obviously has a much less price increase to a gas limited because it has more features and options and is priced a little bit higher in comparison to that of the limited gas. So do keep that in mind when shopping. You know, a fully loaded hybrid limited all-wheel drive is going to come in right around $43,000, maybe pushing $44,000, where the gas side of things is going to be about $2,000 less or so in the low $40,000 price point. So overall, there is just going to be, you know, some considerations to make depending on what features and options that you really want or consider must-haves in your next new vehicle purchase. But anyways, hopefully this video helped you out in illustrating some of the key differences and changes that Hyundai did to make for 2026. If you guys enjoyed this video and or found it helpful, make sure to hit that like button below, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know which one you would pick or what you think of these changes down in the comment section below. I really do like the SEL Premium. It's basically going to be the exact same as the SEL Convenience gas from last year, where the SEL Convenience Hybrid is obviously going to be much different, but I understand now why they named them the way they did. The Premium has more features, it has more equipment. The Convenience doesn't have quite as much of that, so it's technically a lower trim level within Hyundai's hierarchy, but it is a little bit on the confusing side of things for the end consumers, especially if you were shopping for 2025s and now are in the 2026 camp, given that a lot of 2025s are starting to sell out on dealership lots, or 2026s are coming in and replacing them. So let me know your thoughts on that down in the comment section below. As always, I appreciate continued support and hope to see you guys in the next one.